Good morning, boys and girls in second grade. Mrs. Copenhaver back. I'm here to bring you lesson number 2 from Compass Mark online. Hey, I hope everybody had a great evening yesterday, and I hope that you really enjoyed lesson number 1 with us about healthy habits. Yeah, we talked about different things that we can do to take care of our health, and how a healthy habit is something that we get into the routine of doing over and over again that helps us to be healthy, helps us to be happy and safe. So we talked about brushing our teeth. That takes care of our teeth so we don't have to go to the dentist and have cavities to be taken care of. We talked about making healthy food choices, which keeps our bodies healthy, gives us energy to do exercises. So lots of different healthy things that we can get into the habit of doing that take care of us. Today, we're going to talk about our next topic. Again, something that can help us to be healthy because it helps us to make good choices. If you can look behind me here, we see we have a paper here, and at the top it says decisions. Today's topic is about making decisions. Now, you may ask, what does it mean to make a decision? I bet you most of you know what that means, huh? It means making a choice. A decision is when we have a choice to make between two or more things, and we have to decide which one of those things is the best choice. So, now, we don't always get to make those decisions ourselves. We don't always make those choices ourselves. So, I have a list behind me of some things, 6 different things, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, those are just a few of the things that we might have to make decisions about each day. But I'm going to read these, and I want you, as I read them, to be thinking about who decides those things in your life. Some of them might be things that you get to decide. Some of them may be things that others get to decide for you, or at least help you to decide. So here we go. Number 1 says, who decides when I wake up? Okay, think about that. Who decides when you wake up in the morning? When do you have to get up? Who decides what clothes I wear? Or who decides what I eat for lunch? Who decides who I play with at recess? Or what I do after school? And lastly, who decides what I will do during math? Well, each one of those may have some different people that play a role in making those decisions, huh? For instance, who decides what I will do during math? Well, your teacher decides what the activity is for math, right? They're the ones teaching the lesson and assigning the work. So they decide what the task is that you will do, what the assignment is that you will do. Who decides whether or not you will complete that work? Well, you do, don't you? But you know that if you don't do the work that the teacher has said that you need to do, that some things that maybe you won't like will happen. For instance, maybe if you don't complete your work, you don't get to go out for recess. You have to sit in at recess and do your work, huh? So there's things that happen if we make one choice versus another choice. Okay? Let's go back here and look at this again. Well, who decides who I play with at recess? Well, that's something you get to decide, right? So that's a choice that you make. Who decides what I will eat for lunch? Well, the school gives you certain choices, and you can decide and make your lunch choice from there, right? So maybe lunch that day is either pizza or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And you decide which one of those do I want today. Who decides when I wake up? Do moms and dads come and get you up when it's time to get up? They decide when is the best time to get you up to help you get ready for where you need to go or what you need to do that day. But let's say it's a weekend. Maybe there's no plans. Then you get to decide, I'm ready to get up now. So lots of different people play a role in that, don't they? Now, you'll see that underneath of those 6 things that I wrote up there about who decides, I also wrote something else. It says decisions can be, over here in green, it says helpful. It says, or over here in red, it says harmful. So decisions can be helpful or harmful. What do you think makes something a helpful decision? Okay, a helpful decision. Well, what does it mean for something to be helpful? Yeah, it means that it's something that's good for us, right? Or good for someone else. To be helpful means that you're helping someone else. You're doing something that's good for them. So if a decision's helpful for us, it means it's good for us. It's going to help us or help someone else, or it's going to be a safe thing or a good thing for us, or a safe or a good thing for someone else. So that's what a helpful decision is. Okay? Something that helps us or helps someone else, and it keeps us and others safe, happy, and healthy. So like those healthy habits, right? A helpful decision would be deciding to brush my teeth every morning. Because when I brush my teeth every morning, my teeth are healthy. And I'm happy because when I go to the dentist, I don't have any cavities. All right? So that's a helpful decision. Now, on the other hand, we have harmful over here, don't we? We see the word harmful written here. What does it mean for something to be harmful? Well, to harm something means to hurt it, right? So a harmful decision would be a decision that hurts me or could hurt someone else. And it may put me or someone else in a harmful or unsafe situation. So I'm not going to be safe. I'm not going to be happy. And I may not be healthy either if I make those decisions, If I do those things or make those decisions. So let's see here. An example of a harmful situation or decision might be to go out and ride my bike without my helmet. So now let's say I decide to do that and I crash on my bike. Could I get hurt? Yeah, sure I could. All right, because sometimes those things happen. They're accidents, but they happen. And I'm more likely to get hurt if I'm not wearing my helmet than if I was wearing my helmet, Okay. So decisions can be helpful or they can be harmful. So now it's not always easy to make a decision either, is it? So we talked up here when we were looking at these things about who decides. We said that there are times where we don't decide those things on our own. So we need to know that there are some people that we can trust that can help us, right? So I want you to be thinking about that. Who are some of those people that you trust that can help you out when you have a tough decision to make? Because we're going to be talking about that more when we get into our next lesson together on the steps we can take to making helpful decisions. All right? Because there's 3 simple things we can do that will help us to make a really healthy decision. In the meantime, let's see how we do with deciding if something's a helpful decision or if something is a harmful decision. For example, let me read you this situation and see if you can think of whether this would be helpful or harmful. All right. When Raymond and Jason were at the store, Raymond slipped a candy bar in his pocket and motioned for Jason to take one too. No one seemed to notice, and the store had lots of candy bars, so Jason decided to take one too. What do you guys think? Did Jason and Raymond make a helpful decision, or did they make a harmful decision when they took that candy from the store? Well, if you said it was a harmful decision, you're right. That was a harmful decision because that was stealing, wasn't it? Was that candy theirs to take? No. It was there to be bought using money because that was the honest thing to do, right? Taking the candy is stealing, and that's harmful, and they could get in a lot of trouble for that. So that would not be a helpful decision to make. So let's see. Let's come up with another one here. All right. On the way home from school, Leroy and Raymond pass an old empty house. It already has one broken window. So Leroy wants to break some more. He tells Raymond it's okay since no one lives there. Raymond decides to tell Leroy that he is uncomfortable with throwing a rock at the window, and he goes home. So what do you think? How did Raymond do in terms of making a decision? Was it helpful or was it harmful? All right, well, if you said it was helpful, you're right. Raymond decided that even though the house may not have anybody living there, it wasn't the right thing to do to throw rocks at the windows and break them, because eventually somebody might move in there and then they're going to have to replace all those windows, huh? So that would not be a good thing. That's called damaging property if you do that, right? So Raymond made a helpful decision. He decided he was not going to do that, and he went home. Now, we don't know whether Leroy still threw those rocks. If Leroy did throw the rocks and break windows, would that be helpful or harmful? Well, sure, it would be harmful. So we're hoping that he followed Raymond's example and decided that, yeah, it wasn't a good thing to do either. So let's see here. Let me read you one other situation and see what you guys think might be the helpful decision to make. So let's see. On the way home from school, Raymond, here we go, we have Raymond again. Raymond's friends want to go over to the junkyard to play. Raymond is supposed to be home by 4 o'clock. He must decide whether to go play with his friends or tell them he has to go home. So what would be the helpful decision to make there? Okay, so he has to be home by 4, but his friends want him to go play with them at the junkyard. Well, I guess a lot would depend upon what time it is, huh? If they're walking home from school, it's probably getting closer to 4 o'clock anyway, huh? So the helpful decision would be for Raymond to go and go home to his parents, and from there ask if he might be able to go back maybe and play with his friends. So he would need to let his friends know, I have to be home by 4, but if my mom and dad say it's okay, maybe I'll come back to play. So that would be the helpful decision for Raymond to make. So can you see how a decision can be helpful or it could be harmful? Yeah. So I want you to think about that. You guys get to decide lots of different things, sometimes with help, sometimes on your own. And what I want you to do is between now And our next lesson, when we talk about the steps to decision making, I want you to take notice throughout the course of the day while you're at home with your families. What are some of the things that you're getting to decide? And what are some of the things that are getting decided for you? Okay? And when you find yourself having a decision to make today, I want you to stop and think before you choose and decide, is the choice I am making helpful or is the choice I am making harmful? If it's harmful, should you do it? No, you shouldn't, huh? That's why we put harmful, the word harmful, in the color red. Look at that. It's red. And what does red mean? Stop. Because we don't want to do that, right? If it's red, we're going to stop, like a red stop sign or a red traffic light. Green, on the other hand, helpful. That means it's a good thing to do. Green means go, right? Go ahead, make that decision because that's a healthy thing. That's a good thing for us to do. So remember, you want to think about that today when you have a decision to make. Is this going to be helpful or is this going to be harmful? And when we come back together tomorrow, we're going to talk about those 3 simple steps we can take to being decision-making stars. Okay? Thank you so much for your time today, boys and girls. I hope you have a great day with your family. And tune in to our next video for lesson 3, where we're going to learn all about the steps to decision making. Thanks a lot.